welcome back. I am your host, Jade Psycho Mamba. Sorry about that. Welcome back. I'm your host, Jade Psycho Mamba, here to bring you Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. I played the demo for this months ago, and I fell in love with it so much. To give you an idea of what this is with few words, Elder Scrolls plus Elden Ring, but better. Plain and simple. And I'm about to show you why.
The all-consuming Red Death. 600 years ago, King Arthur led the Great Escape from the homelands, where our kingdoms were ravaged by the plague. Leading people to Avalon, he started the Age of Conquest and took the island from the Four-Dwellers. Using the mysterious powers of Menhirs, together with Merlin, they cleansed the land of the weirdness, a primordial force of chaos and possibility. But now, long after the death of the king, Camelot is in shambles as Avalon fractures into chaos. Old legends are gone, and the weirdness is creeping back into our lands. The bleeding heart of the plague has started beating once more. And the Red Death has returned. Rulers of the island asylum, an order of the Red Priests, are desperate to stop it by any means necessary. Rotting in one of their cells is a stranger who might bring a spark of change to this cursed island stuck in everlasting autumn.
Alrighty. Neat. We'll just go with this. Don't want to spend too much time on it. Love his mustache. Okay, as you can see, there are difficulty choices, which you can change while you're playing. It doesn't permanently set it as either. I started out doing this, but then for the sake of exploration and stuff, I decided to go with this. We're going to do this too. Now, story focus, yeah, you can make it even easier by triggering story focus, but we're only going to do explorer.
Rise and shine, rise and shine. Yes,
When I
it's me
first
again.
started playing
And I hope
this,
this time you'll cooperate without me needing to repeatedly hit you in the face, eh?
as soon as I saw this opening, I was just like, oh my gosh.
Look, we just have to get this over and done with. Unless you want a visit from someone upstairs. And trust me, you don't. Just like before, no food until we're done here. And the moment you start getting on my nerves, we're going back to my tried and tested fists. So, tell me, What were you doing in the forest when the Red Shields caught you?
So these questions right here will determine playstyle bonuses. Now, I have a current character who's pretty well developed already, but hitting stay silent actually skips the bonuses, so you literally start out with nothing. Yeah. You know what's funny? I did kind of the same thing with Elden Ring when I created my character. Started out with nothing.
Yeah, you look like one of those half-starved druids who survived the Charred Conclave. We've picked almost all of you up from the forest by now, so there aren't many of you crooks left out there. So, you're a tree hugger then? So that's why I keep punching you, yet you look suspiciously healthy. We'll make more of a challenge for you soon enough. Okay, that was easier than I expected. Now, unfortunately, we'll have to start...
Woo!
I've always found it puzzling that these people won't bathe. You, I understand. You're literally rotting in this damned cell. But them? There's just no excuse for the stench. There they are. Finally. I know. You've a million questions. But they'll have to wait. One of these keys will open your cell. When you get out, head left. I'll scout ahead.
How's that for an opener? Okay, so as you can see, this is you cursed with Red Death. Like, yikes. The details for, equipment, you can do this, or you switch to your bag, and then using the right thumbstick you can switch between your different categories. And I love the way they set everything up. So back to equipment. Oops. Forgot that other part. This spell right here pretty much is one of my main spells. There are a lot of, we'll just say, pieces of literature in this game. And one thing that I and many other players have found out is read as much as possible, because you have no idea what you're going to learn. One sec, I'm trying to bring up my stream. There we go. Okay. just in case somebody actually pops in to talk. As you can see, our friend has already been here. Right through... oh, bloody hell, right through the nose. Oh my gosh. And here's the other part. Oh my gosh, porno! I mean, what I find funny about this is that this right here actually shows you the difference between people who know how to write and people who are just, I'll just say, uneducated horn dogs. Like, this is what people actually used to refer to as creative writing. Yes, it is for the adult audience, but I mean, took her love apples into his hands. Yeah. And if you're wondering why I took it, everything's worth something. Another thing I want to point out going to the bag, yes, they have a recent line of items. Very nice if there's something important you wanted to look at. There are going to be special consumables that you will find throughout the game. So again, also paying attention really helps. This right here, a Menhir figurine, plus 5 max health permanently. And now I have plus 5 health. So we go to character, attributes, and here's another awesome thing here. Everything you need to know, what investing points into each attribute will do. And then of course the what you've currently got. And let me just tell you, in the top right corner, melee damage, range damage, spell power, all of that, those numbers can get really high. As long as you know how to invest. And unlike the Elder Scroll games, collect every bit of alcohol you can find, because it has a purpose. Now what you saw right there, just picked up a recipe paper. So again, reading has benefits. And then of course, oh, I forgot about this. You can make stuff. If you can make something, it'll be lit up. But of course you can't see what it'll take to make something until you click on it. Then you can scroll over here. Obviously, you can add using the right thumbstick. If you look above the image of what you're trying to make, you'll see expected outcome, chance for worse, chance for better. Yeah, you have a chance to make, I'm not going to say crap, but I think it's called overcooked or undercooked food, which means instead of, getting restore 78 health over 60 seconds, you might get restore 10 health over, or however many seconds. So, using more ingredients, because right now, isn't that kind of weird? The expected outcome for the base thing, when I don't add extra ingredients, puts it at 51.6%, but the more you add, the more potatoes you add, it actually gives you a chance for worse. But I think what that means is I would just make regular mashed potatoes instead of mashed potatoes plus 1. So yeah, we're just going to make 1. See, I ended up making weak mashed potatoes. So, with Beggar's Fare, which is the basics, I'm going to add these. And again, the chance for worse went down when I reduced the amount of groats, which I have no idea what groats are. That is weird. Huh. And then, of course, you can do this. I've actually managed to create a couple different random recipes from this. See, undercooked food. Then you have cooked meat, which, again, not a very valuable something, but in some ways you just want to use up the ingredients you have. Not everything is lootable, but sometimes you'll come across a corpse or skeleton that is lootable, so, you know, check everything. And then a lot of things like the jar is just garbage. Garbage is just anything you can sell. And then, of course, you've got the classic, you know, they say Elder Scrolls style, which, I mean, essentially it is. Or it's more the Skyrim style, because the Oblivion one was much different. Now, I'm gonna go like this, because raising the sneak skill is actually pretty cool. And you'll... Oh, that's right, I forgot about this guy. Yeah, we've already got our first enemy. Now, each time I'm gonna... There's skills. This is gonna take a bit of explaining. They're not going to show it yet, but there's going to be skill trees. These are not what I would call skills. I just call them talents. So as you can see, things like these are under your strength. In this case, we're going under dexterity. You select it. Slightly reduces noise and visibility during crouching. Just raising these talents actually grants you experience. So if you were to do like what you can do in the beginning of Skyrim, of, you know, pointing yourself at a wall near somebody, in this case you can even raise your skill sneaking around non-combatants, just NPCs. And raising your sneak skill will increase your experience. Yeah, they have the perfectly timed blocking to parry. See, I'm just moving against the wall, and you saw in the top right corner that my experience went up a little. We'll raise it just a few more times. Now, normally, before I knew, or before I realized my mistake about not choosing to answer the questions to get those bonuses, I didn't get this blood transfusion spell until later. So I did have to rely on blocking and stuff to avoid taking damage, and of course eating food to restore my health, but you're about to see why I love the heck out of this spell. Just one more level. There we go.
The word protects me.
Yep. Okay, so once you read a recipe, it unlocks it and you no longer need to carry it around, but be careful that you make sure you read before you sell it or dispose of it, because some recipes you will not be able to find again. Okay, back to equipment. So now of course, they give you loadouts you can switch to. Hold down the left trigger, no, not trigger, bumper, and you can switch between them. But we'll stick to this for... That is weird. Alright. Most of this stuff's garbage. I take it back, all of it's garbage. Except for this. Is there anything else? Now, if you're wondering, his skill just went up again. The reading material in this game is absolutely amazing. Again, the difference between people who know creative writing, who know how to hook a reader. Obviously, they had information on who the occupants were in the
Drip, drip, drip. Do you hear it? I told the priests, drip. At last, the age of resurrections shall end, and then the once and future king will return. I cannot wait to behold his radiance, drip after drip. None of us are and to go. No. I don't want to. I found my place to await the king. You can go. We are all bound. All bound. Drip.
Too far gone.
Do you healed? The depths filled with the weirdness. Oh, and a chamber. It was rather dreadful, I must admit. They left me here for some time. I can't quite remember. I felt everything within me turn inside out, then settle back into place once more. I thought I was dying, but now, all is well. The worst is behind me. You don't need to help me. The Red Priests already did. They cured me. Thanks to them, I feel just fine now. I hope the same fate awaits you and you'll no longer suffer. Have a nice...
Yes, I seem like a cold-hearted bastard. I was actually doing them a favor. Press down on the D-pad to sheath and unsheath your weapons. Somebody has met our friend. Little supply room. Again, take all the alcohol you can find because you're going to need it. Whenever you pick up something, pick up a piece of lore without reading it, you can click the right thumbstick right after picking it up to start reading it immediately. So, from what I've been able to gather, anything with like the Y in it usually gives it the E sound, so it's Erfir, and the WYRD, weird. Yep, and that just unlocked a new quest. Sacks, crates, barrels if you can. Take that with me. It's funny. When I first played through this, I skipped that shield, and it took me forever afterwards to finally find a shield I could use. And the reason that I say that this is, I like to say things like either Elder Ring or Elden Scrolls, is because you're about to find out that that the stuff you'll find is crazy. You're gonna find equipment with some crazy effects. And again, I think the developers of this game did an amazing, above amazing job with this. God, frigate, I keep forgetting about that. As you can see, it has that same Elden Ring type of detection. Undead better get out the way. Dang it. When I first started playing this game, when it first released, before the patches and stuff, well, there were some issues with the bestiary. But again, the developers have done such an amazing job in, what's the word? Basically where they target each issue and correct it. Pressing the B button allows you to do a little dodge dash. Wow. I smack you so hard that your leg bent backwards. It's not supposed to bend that way. Yikes. Again, the visuals in this game, when I first started playing, when you, I'm on Xbox, so when you have that, tab in your main menu where you can the looking for group posting, and there are people who are just like, hey, want to chat while playing this game, and so I found somebody to chat with, and I'm like, one thing I have discovered about this game is that one of the most common used phrases that players have for this game is, what the fuck? And I hold that to be true. What's that meme? They're the same picture. Much better. How's that for attention to detail? Notes on weirdness mutations. It says the size of 2 adult fists. I'm looking at my fist. I've got pretty big hands. They call them, you know, catcher's mitts because instead of going like long like guitar players, people with guitar fingers is what they call it. Yeah, I've got the catcher's mitt size hand, so 2 of my fists is pretty damn big. Porcine. A pig? Somehow this person fused with a pig? Because if you look at his hands, they're more like pig hooves and 2-chambered stomach. Although cows have that too, but cows are bovine. Yeah, that's more pig. Still have yet to find anything with that type of head. Weird boar. You're telling me that that skull is a boar that's been affected by weird? Well, there you go. Had no idea what that was for. Room of Weirdness Remedies. Oh, more than halfway towards our first level up. Oh, if I'm sneaking, that means somebody's nearby. And I'm not sure just how far the reach is. But it seems like the range of the game letting you know that somebody is near while you're sneaking is pretty dang high. Yeah, there's some quite disturbing visuals.
Your God. I am prepared for that. Your fate is sealed. Your fate is sealed.
Wow, that was a miss. And another miss. Not gonna bother picking up more of it. This is where I first got the spell. I'm not taking those. I already know what they are. Okay. I no longer need this cruddy weapon.
Who's that? You shouldn't be here. I am Brother Sirius. Your question suggests that you are not one of the Red Priests. Did you escape yourself? You really should have stayed there. We can't let the plague spread any further. Although, I understand. All of it. The patience. The madness around. Somewhere along the way, we lost ourselves. The mission to find a cure became a burden. I can't tell who you are, but I'm so sorry for all that we've done. It's a shame, but when you're fighting a losing battle, sometimes there's just no other way. When I discovered that I'd fallen ill, I asked to be placed in a cell. I sought to understand the experiments from the patient's perspective. To learn which stimuli provoke the strongest reactions. And I also wanted to equip my brothers with new tools for their work. 4th stage, if I'm not mistaken. We've identified 6, so I'm not far from my end. The 1st stage is the most treacherous, when the symptoms are almost invisible. But that's when the disease spreads fastest. It was the same with me. From the 2nd to 4th stages, the symptoms become visible. Fever, tooth loss, painful sores, festering wounds that won't heal. The last 2 stages are visceral, the worst possible. The victim's insides burn up, turning to mush. The brain starts to die, and the body becomes a mindless shell. That's what's ahead of me. We've had some success treating it up to the 4th stage. But it's still a gamble. Sometimes we manage to push the disease from stage 3 back to stage 1, only to see it jump to stage 5 as soon as treatment stops. We believe that with the weirdness, we could eliminate this randomness. The weirdness, my child, is pure potential. That's the theory. In practice, we tried to direct its power where we needed it most. The effects, shall we say, varied. May the Prophet's word be a safe haven for you.
And now for a surprise.
You're not one of them. Please, free me. That's not the kind of freedom I'm asking for. There's no saving me now. Even if I could escape, I'd only be putting others at risk. You have to kill me. And when it's done, please, take my tags to the Horns of the South. Let Fergus know I didn't run. He's the quartermaster of the Horns of the South. It's a keep. If you make it out, you should be able to see its lighthouses from the beach. Thank you. May the All-Mother bless you.
Oh, so the island... I forgot about that part. The Isle of the Dead is what is now the Island Asylum. This is just, yeah, we are the chosen, we will cure this plague, yada yada yada. Nope, turned into a bunch of lunatics. Our first alchemy station, but I have no ingredients. Where's the... Yeah, you can't make anything until you find recipes. Oh, said he was in stage 5. Thought he said he was in stage 4. There we go. Wait. think I know where the key is for that door.
Sage and alcohol. It's the simplest recipe. I can't believe I have to keep repeating myself.
You know how the young ones are. They dream of dissecting Fort Dwellers, yet they can't remember the basics.
Before you build a castle, you must first know how to fling a shed together.
I agree. The fundamentals are essential. But the world is moving forward, and the young are eager to make their mark as quickly as possible.
Any novice who can't remember the recipe for a basic healing potion.
Absolutely. It wouldn't be wise or beneficial to our patients. Brewing a simple healing potion doesn't require advanced training.
And boy, can that be applied to the real world. Cool thing is that the potions weigh next to nothing.
I've already told you everything You want to know about our failure? There's nothing left to say. We wanted a better asylum. Something better than we had under Vaughn's control. He's the one responsible for the torture. For the sick experiments. No, they came for me and locked me up here.
So in other words, there was a
Vaughn's
schism
men aren't
in
evil.
the
They're just afraid of him.
Red
I'm
Priests.
not sure how long it's been. Days. Not this time. No, I won't make it. Besides, they threw me into a go. Don't.
Now, if you didn't notice, raising my talent there in thievery, which is the lockpicking, it gave me 10 experience instead of 5. So as you level up, like actually level up, since I'm now level 2, of course, the threshold for leveling it up increases. You need more experience to reach the next level. So you'll actually receive more experience from raising your talents as you go. Origin potions. So this right here, yeah, resets your skill and stat points. Usually we wait until we've gotten up a number of levels before we consider using that, because you're going to find the resemblance between, again, Elden Ring and this game is that you have to have minimum attribute requirements to wield certain weapons and gear.
Can you hear me? Hear me. Can go now. Now. Now.
You're not a priest. Get... What did you do? You monster.
I know it seems cruel, but in a way you're doing them a favor. And if you want to look at it from a practical perspective, their experience.
And who the hell are you? Another one of those red dogs? Say a prayer to your goddess and get ready to die, scum!
So, last time I went with... Wait, I'm not a red priest. I have no idea what happens to this guy afterward. So we're gonna go with this.
And say a prayer to your goddess and get ready to die, dog.
This guy's got a lot more health on him. Owie. Ooh. And I have this on an easier mode. So as you can see, there are risks. If you haven't noticed, oh shoot, they make it difficult for you to back up. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh yeah. They purposefully made you slower backing up. So the enemy can, of course, catch up with you. And if you notice, doing the dashes, depending on your armor weight, determines your, how many dashes you can do before you can do what they call the full-length dash. Normally when you're doing parries and stuff, you're supposed to be able to basically drain them of their stamina, and yet, oh gosh, that guy's got a freaking health potion. I should have known. Every now and again, if you launch a charged up spell, you can stagger the enemy. is not good right now, but I almost got him. Got him. See right there? 6 dexterity, 6 endurance. This item effect won't work until you reach its requirements. So you can still equip it, but also you'll notice its base armor is 4, but because I lack the attributes to properly use it, 0.2 armor. That means it's worse than the starter stuff I've got. No wonder he was doing so much damage from the get-go. So yeah. How much experience? I'm already 2/3 of the way towards level 3. What is that? That freaky thing. That thing is a naked mole rat. And we finally have our first accessory. Yay.
To escape, my child? That's very brave of you, I must say. Escape? Me? But this is exactly where I should be. I appreciate your offer, but I believe fate has brought me here for a reason. That's why I'll stay and see what happens. I doubt that. You'll soon see that things aren't always what they seem at first glance. This way of thinking has never failed me. Torture, you say? That's very interesting. I haven't experienced any torture here. I know that whatever ails me, the Red Priests will do everything they can to heal me. Safe travel.
This guy we're not gonna kill, because I found out by accident I wasn't killing everybody I came across here the first time through, and it actually paid off. So this was his cell. Moving along. How deep in are we? And it's already been over an hour.
I'm not afraid to suffer!
Well then, suffer. Bitch.
The prophet
Out
was
of mana.
dead. You'll suffer for your sin.
Using the projectile form of the blood transfusion spell can cause bleed. And it can stack up quite high. Getting there. Say at least 3/4 now. What incarnation? Brains, 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 brains. He's got the voice of a zombie angel. Oh, right. If you kill an enemy and like leave the area and leave like the immediate vicinity and come back, they change into a skeleton. I was just like, where's the other body? How much weight am I carrying? I've still got plenty of space. And now check this out. Recognize this? And then this led back into where the alchemy station is. Exploration yields many benefits, as well as risks. But where there's risk, there's reward. New recipe unlocked, the Bloodsucker Potion. In other words, life steal. Yay, mashed potatoes. done my mashed potatoes. Meh. Oh, wait, wrong one. No, it was this one. Cooking increases the quality of cooked meals. Right now, I think my cooking is at the level of... I think I can, without pouring more ingredients into each creation, I think I can make, I'm going to say +3s or +4s. Ah, yes, the shovel. So we pass through here. Go back through here, just because, spoiler alert, that's the way forward going down those stairs. Not quite done yet. There's going to be something that I didn't even know existed in the demo. Actually, it didn't exist in the demo. Stacking bodies piled to the sky. Look what we got here.
Stay back. I may not... So, you escaped too? Huh. They're having quite a day. Good. I hope it gets even worse. This whole place is mad. From a
This
safe
is the
distance
one that
this time.
one of the pieces of literature you find in one of the cells talks about her. You see the horns on her head and how she may have an immunity to the Red Death.
They play with powers they don't understand. Trying to wrangle the weirdness into obedience is a fool's dream. The weirdness might listen, but blind obedience is not in its nature. Same as you, I guess. Wrong time, wrong place. I was wandering through Kunakt and got caught in an outbreak. I was kept with the rest at first, but when they figured out I was a Pict, well, then I deserved special treatment. One of the priests took me to a place so thick with weirdness, it scared me. I needed to get away, otherwise, I don't know what would have happened. I just know whatever it wasn't for me. Why indeed? Perhaps it's a test of patience. My hair tangles mercilessly around them. I even need to wear head wraps to hide them. I hate wearing head wraps. Oh.
So in the demo, that one guy that I fought earlier and this woman were supposedly escapees along with me. But it didn't happen this time in the game. So don't let it go to waste. Okay, she knows how to... Holy crap. How much mana do you have? Holy crap. Thank goodness it was just down here. God, I'm such an idiot for not saving. Oh geez, even my other, yeah, even these are in here. I'm gonna just... get rid of that one. Make sure it's the correct one. Okay. Okay. Hey, dude.